Normally, this is where you would hear a brief clip from a little portion later in the episode. However, today I just want to let you know that you're going to again hear me mention the 30-day confidence challenge that is going to be happening. However, I had to push it back by a week. So our new start date is November 13th. So just in case you go to the link, because the link is still active, it's all ready to go, you can go ahead and sign up. It might still say that the start date is the 6th if I haven't gotten a chance to change it by time you listen and go to the website. So just an FYI, it's starting on the 13th, not the 6th, because we just encountered so much sickness. I got sick, and then my youngest got sick, and family around me was getting sick. So it was just a rough week, a rough 2 weeks. All around, but especially this week, which is also why the podcast did not get released on Wednesdays. So just wanted to make sure you knew that important piece, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I may as well remind you to share it before you hear the intro music. So make sure you share it if it resonates with you. Thank you. Welcome to the Energy Within podcast, helping you to embrace your weird, beat imposter syndrome, remember who you really are, and take action on your soul's purpose. My name is Carrie Jokala. I am your host. I am a Reiki master teacher, a fitness instructor, a wife, a mom to 2 little boys, and this is episode 212. And once again, as seems to be happening roughly once a month this entire year, I'm getting over being sick again. So I apologize for any raspiness you might be able to hear in my voice. Hopefully it's not too off-putting or distracting. I feel like I'm generally okay enough, but you can still hear a little bit of that rattle in there. Random off-topic thing, angel numbers are literally following me around. And I know I've been mentioning this for a while now. Almost every time I turn around, it's angel numbers. But I feel like it's ramped up in intensity in like the last week. Which is also weird because I don't know what about last week was in alignment. I don't know how last week was for you, how this full moon and eclipse energy went for you. I don't fully follow all of that. I just know that the energies get pretty intense and can have some pretty big effects when all of that's going on, and we were feeling it. Like last week was really rough in terms of motherhood. And then Saturday I woke up sick. So all I gotta say is my family and I better be in for some major energetic upgrades after all of this. That better be what all of that was for. But literally every time I turn around, angel numbers. And it's like when everything, I don't want to say falling apart because that's a little dramatic, but kind of in the moment it can feel like things are falling apart. And then no joke, every time you catch a number somewhere, it's an angel number. And while obviously it's not impossible to see angel numbers, there's quite a few numbers that are considered angel numbers. To see one so many times in a row, one right after the other, and those seem to be like the only time you catch the time or the mileage or a number on a billboard or somebody's license plate number. Like, I think the odds of that happening as often as it's been happening are pretty low. That's just what I think. But nonetheless, what I wanted to talk about today is the idea of gratitude, which we've talked a lot about before, and I'm sure you've heard about plenty of times before, but hopefully this will be a helpful take on it for you and not just reiterating too much of the same stuff that you've heard over and over again that makes you go, yeah, I know, because I'm the same way. Especially when you feel like you are grateful, but you keep getting messages that tell you that apparently you're not grateful enough. I had it come up a couple times recently. Messages coming through to really be a lot more present and really practice gratitude on an even deeper and more present level as kind of the path to finally get things to go the full direction that I would like them to go. So I wondered if maybe you needed this message too, because especially, I guess, not entirely off topic, then tying in how rough last week felt, finding gratitude when it seems like things really suck. Because we certainly don't want gratitude to become a routine that we've kind of almost detached from, where maybe we make ourselves write down one thing that we're grateful for every day, or even 3 things, but now it's just become so routine that it's just, yep, this, and that, and then it's the same 3 things, and maybe you'll change up one thing every once in a while, but the feeling of gratitude really isn't there anymore. So I know that you've been told over and over again to find those moments where you can take a pause, take a breath. So I know that is a little overdone and cliche advice, but it is true. When you can find those moments to take that breath to calm yourself down, and if you need more than a breath, say a prayer, do a meditation, do whatever you need to do to get yourself into a calmer state. And then really allow yourself to feel what gratitude feels like for you. One example for me is when it's been a rough day parenting, but then I find myself scrolling through old pictures and videos, and you're very quickly and easily reminded how sweet your kids are, how much you love them, how grateful you are for your life looking the way it does with them in your life. Because I really don't think that all of those feelings that we're reminded of in those moments are gone, or that we're not feeling them, that they're not there somewhere within us in the moments where we're frustrated, upset, mad, whatever. But I think it's that we just need to make ourselves more conscious of those feelings, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like they're still in there. They haven't gone away. You haven't forgotten how you actually feel. It's just that we let the frustration take over, almost like it's a blanket covering up everything else. Which, this is just coming to me now, too. Like, if it's just a blanket covering it up, then it's pretty easily removed. Like, maybe we're overcomplicating this, getting frustrated and overwhelmed at the idea of having to be so conscious of being grateful, especially when things seem like they suck. When really, all we have to do is come back to the present. Or even pull up some memories from the past that fill us or reveal again those grateful feelings. And I don't know much more about this other than what the prayer itself is. I haven't really studied it or looked into it. Apparently you can be a practitioner of this, but I don't really know how that works. Because like I said, I haven't looked into it. But I do know the prayer. And I don't remember a few episodes back when I put out a manifestation challenge. I'll be honest, since then, I've fallen off of a couple things. I kept going on a Kundalini Kriya. I did switch Kriyas once I hit 40 days of the one I was doing at the time. I made it to 33 days of the most recent one. This past Sunday would have been day 34, but I was way too sick and felt okay with dropping off of the Kriya, because apparently if you miss a day, you have to start over at day 1. And I'm kind of ready to move on. So it felt okay to leave it and move on to something else. I'm actually going to go back to an old Yoga Booty Ballet meditation. If you remember the Yoga Booty Ballet series from Beachbody way back in the day. I'm not sure you can even get it from Beachbody anymore, to be honest. I don't know. Pretty positive you can't get. Maybe you still can't. Maybe not. I doubt it. They've changed so much in even just the last few years. But those women who did the Yoga Booty Ballet also put out a meditation CD, and it was really good. And I think I mentioned it a while ago on an episode, like a long time ago, and even looked it up to see if you could find it anywhere. And I think the only ones I could find were like ridiculously priced, like obnoxious. You can try looking for it, but I can't guarantee you'll find it, unfortunately. But anyway, here I go on tangents again. Thank you for still being here. Sort of fell off with the self-Reiki. I still have been doing a little bit here and there. I always Reiki my coffee, but actual self-Reiki has gotten a little more on and off again. So I do want to return to a regular practice. Have not been daily wishing more success to people that I look up to, but when I remember, I do still take a moment and consciously, genuinely wish them more success. But one thing I added in at the start of the Kriya I most recently started was this, what I've been leading up to this whole time. And forgive me if I say it incorrectly, but it's the Ho'oponopono prayer. And I've been directing it at my body, specifically my stomach, because I have hated my stomach for almost my entire life, which is crazy because looking back at old photos, now I want to know what was wrong with my eyesight. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. You can also direct this just to yourself in general, to other people, I would imagine even situations, anything that feels right to you to apply this prayer to. And it's very simple. It's just 4 lines. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I'll repeat it at least 3, sometimes 7 times. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll just keep going a few extra times until I feel like it's done for that moment. And I've tried to make sure, I've missed a couple days again due to being sick, but I've tried to make sure I do it at least once a day. And then I also have made myself say it immediately if I catch myself internally making negative comments towards my body. If I look at myself in the mirror and think something not nice, I have to stop myself and say the Ho'oponopono prayer. And a part of me feels like it's working to help release some of the weight. Other times I look at myself in the mirror and think it's not working, but then that's when I have to stop myself and say the prayer again. So, but the reason I felt led to bring that up is because that brings me personally into that state of calm and into that energy of love, that frequency, that vibration again, which sets you up to be more in gratitude than in that negativity, than in the worry and the frustration and all of that. So if maybe that's something that you can take with you that you think might help you, take the prayer and start saying it. Direct it to what you need to direct it to. Go ahead and look up more about it. But take it and use it. Because so far I have found it very helpful. Especially adding in the rule that if I catch myself having those thoughts, I have to stop and say the prayer. It will reset your mindset and your energy in those moments. So all that said, I would like to remind you that I think I said it on the last podcast. If I didn't, I'm sorry. So maybe this is the first time you're hearing it, but I'm just going to say remind just in case I said it already. I am starting a 30-day confidence challenge on Monday, November 6th. And It is only $22 for you to participate for the whole month. You are not signing up for any monthly obligations or anything that you have to worry about canceling. And the reason I say that is because you are also within this 30-day challenge going to be invited to join us for the group Reiki and live meditation sessions that are a part of my membership. You are not joining the membership by signing up for this challenge, but you get to participate in those events for the month of November. And our focus in the membership is feeling safe, being seen. And the rest of the challenge is going to be a mix of emailed journal prompts, motivation and support, and then an occasional live video from me inside a private Facebook group. So I would really love to see you inside that challenge. I would love to have you bring some friends with, and I'm excited to see how your confidence can change and grow in just a 30-day time span when you have a community, a support system. I think I did mention it. I think I did mention it last week. So the page is up. I know I mentioned it. I remember now. It was because last week was so rough. It took me so long to get that thing edited and then also get the page up for people to sign up for the challenge. That was rough, but it's up. And I would love for you to go sign up. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't have full details on what each day is going to look like yet. I haven't plotted out that far. I'm just excited to see where this thing leads and what we can do with it, how we can help each other grow, how much stronger you can grow in your own confidence and your love for yourself and who you are, your belief in yourself and what you are here to do and able to do in this life. So there's just a few days left before this is set to begin. You can join in late, but I would love to see everybody in at the start, ready to go, ready for all 30 days, and committed to your own personal growth, your own energetic and spiritual growth. Because right in line with this message today of being grateful, I think a lot of the main issue for most of us when it comes to not being where we want to be, it's our energy around what's going on, around who we are or who we think we're supposed to be or where we think we're supposed to be. It's our energy and it's the stories that we're telling ourselves. So if we can change those for the better, then it's only natural that everything else is going to come with. So I'd love to see you inside the challenge. Can't wait to see you there. If anything in this particular episode resonated with you, I would love you forever if you share it. Tag me on Instagram at @IamCarrieJocala and let me know what part spoke to you. And make sure to leave a 5-star rating and a positive review. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.